defenseman, Cambridge. Oh! He got it! He won it! Arizona!
Now you're up top.
4 to go, Butler.
Go to the rim.
2 to go, Butler has to put it up for the win. Butler sinks it at the buzzer. And he is mobbed.
Nelson leaves it for Skunberg. Skunberg down to 2 for the win. Yes! At the horn! Boris Skunberg!
Miller for 3 for the lead. Got it! Final chance, Florida State, Worley, Cleveland for the win. It's good! Matthew Cleveland stuns!
Unbelievable. 4 buzzer beaters in men's college basketball in one day. 4 buzzer beaters men's college basketball. And 1 in women's. We will get to that, I promise. This is interesting to see your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. And I said on Friday, I don't know exactly my quote, but I said, this is going to be a good college basketball weekend. It's just time to start paying attention. And man, I was right. Oh my God, what a good take that was. However, with an enormous sports weekend, NHL is going to be a big show. A lot of cool shit to say. Like, you could just tell all your friends, look what I saw. The thing I think we're talking about today is this new pitch clock in baseball. So the pitch clock is 15 seconds. There's a 30-second pitch clock and thinking 20-something second pitch clock at various levels of high school and college. Whatever. Now, of course, everybody who, like, these old school baseball people who just don't want baseball fucked with, they're really mad. However, you need to pay attention. Those people are the people who care about spring training when there is NBA, NHL, college basketball, NFL Combine, all this stuff happening right now. I mean, the Premier League is heating up, Champions League is heating up. There was a fight last night. All of that stuff. The people that are really the mad people about spring training, those people are the worst kind of baseball fans, and so don't care about them. They're really mad. They're really, really mad about this. They're like, well, 15 seconds is too short. Bro, the average length of a spring training game this year has been about 2 hours and 35 minutes. 2 hours and 35 minutes. It takes like 4.5 hours to watch a college football game. That means to me that we have been watching dudes scratch their asses between pitches for an hour per game minimum. And so this is baseball. I like the leisurely pace. Get the fuck out. Shut up. So let's watch this. A game, and it didn't end, but it went to extra innings. I'll set the scene for you. This is courtesy of Barstool Sports. Also, shouts to CBS Sports for putting out the mashup TikTok. They just stole other people's stuff and then put it out there. But it looked cool, so they can't DCMA me because I'll just DCMA them, or I'll just help the TikTok people get mad at them. Can't steal content, bitches. So, wait, is that how that works? It's their broadcast. I don't know. Who cares? Regardless, the setting in the spring training game is Boston versus Atlanta. It's a bunch of minor leaguers playing against each other. It's 6-6, bottom of the ninth. The count is full, and the bases are loaded. Like, I mean, it's like your dream when you're a kid. Full count, tie game, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. The guy that plays 0-2, and here we go. This is what happens. We have a pitch clock violation. Pitcher's ready.
Easily. Uh-oh.
Dude
And
did not
now
get in the
what?
box in time.
He's out.
They have called strike 3! Wow!
They called the strike. He wasn't in the box in time. I love this. All these baseball guys. Dude, there's a shot clock in basketball. There's a play clock in football. Hockey and soccer don't, but those games have constant action, depending on who you ask. This is, it's egregious to me. When you're gonna see the numbers of how much of your life has been wasted waiting for a pitch to happen, it's gonna make you sad. So that's what's happening. My opinion is very simple. I am the guy that I love my Detroit Tigers. I listen to them during day games. Sometimes when I'm lonely or bored in the summer and nothing is going on in July, I will watch a baseball game at night, but usually I won't. They're not a very good team and whatever, but I'm the guy that you need to cater to, the kind of baseball fan. These hardcore baseball fans, they're drug addicts. They're never going anywhere. And the casual young fans are never going to get them. It's just too boring of a sport. Naturally, the barrier to entry is too high and expensive. It's just never going to happen. Twitch and soccer, it's just never going to happen. So what they need are the mid-age Gen Zers and the young millennials and the elder millennials to kind of come back and stay. And this will help. I did the math, and I have been to somewhere between 3 or 4 dozen pro or minor league games over the years for various reasons. I have stayed to the final pitch 3 times. I tweeted this today, and don't follow me on Twitter. I'm an awful follow. The 3 times I've stayed, once was a day game. It was Father's Day, and Justin Verlander had a complete game where he was awesome. Stayed the whole time that time, even though it was hot. Second time, because Chase Utley returned to Citizens Bank Park for the Dodgers against the Phillies. That was electrifying. My cousin was in town. He had never been to a pro ball game. I think maybe he went to one in Colorado one time, but never been to one. I was like, this is a big first game for you to go to. And then the third time, I was on a school field trip for a AAA game, and I had to stay there. No, it's not. We had to stay for the whole goddamn thing. So I did. Last couple years ago, I went to a Washington Nationals game. It was Phillies and Nationals with my brother. We saw 3 home runs, a couple outs. A pitcher got an RBI, 6 innings. Let's get the fuck out of here. Don't care who won. Don't care what happened. Like 2.5 hours is more than enough. If once you get to beer number 3, you're like, okay, I'm actually kind of bored now. Yeah. You got to get this shit under control. I'm on board, and I will be spending the next couple weeks just stirring shit on the internet because our favorite baseball guy on the internet, John Boy has been spending the day doing something very similar, which is just tweeting a bunch of old videos of why they're doing this, where you get like minutes between pitches. So there was one particular clip. This isn't it. I'll put this one up so you have something to look at. There's one particular clip where there was in a playoff game, a guy throws a pitch, and then they get ready to throw another pitch, and then the batter calls timeout, and then the pitcher gets ready, and then he wants a new ball, and all of this is happening while in the screen there's a dude running the bases in another playoff game. They're like watching an infield home run or in the park home run happen while these guys are not pitching. Like, look at this. We were watching. Oh, call timeout. That's the next rule. No fucking timeouts. Nope. If you're not ready, eat it. With a 15-second clock, there is literally no reason ever. Never. No timeouts ever again. Never. Nobody needs time. Time for what? Time for what? You spent like how many years in the minor leagues and in college playing baseball? Time for what? No. That's the next thing I'm on. I'm so happy this happened. All right. Let's get to college basketball. So 4 buzzer beaters we mentioned there. Let's see if I can get them off the top of my head. Florida State was down by a bunch. Then Miami came. So Florida State was down by like 20-something. And then they came back to take the lead against Miami. And then Miami took the lead against them with like 3 seconds left. And then Florida State had like a half-court shot to win at the buzzer. And the bummer about all the buzzer beaters is that most of them happened on the road. I love me some home buzzer beaters because people get to go crazy. So here it is. This guy makes a 3. Watch the dude right here. He's like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? What's up? And then, bam. I already played this. I don't want to get into too much trouble. So the half court, and it is, not quite half court. My bad. That's a different button. Boom. Road team wins. So Florida State beats Miami. North Dakota State beats someone. I don't really know, whoever they were playing that day. San Diego State beat New Mexico, and New Mexico just looked filthy in their teal green, kind of like the Native American pattern jerseys. They were sick, the Lobos. What a cool jersey situation that was. And then the 4th buzzer beater, of course, was Arizona State beating Arizona, who was ranked. A bunch of ranked teams lost over the weekend. Another cool story we had, Pittsburgh got a manager in the game, and he scored. Listen to the crowd.
Rebound with 20 seconds, back to Fish. Fish to the rim. The best 2 points of the ball game.
It's not, I just watched that on TikTok. What's up? Look at the student section. Everyone Pitt used to be good at basketball. It's kind of crazy. Ever since they've been trying to get better at football, they got worse at basketball. I'm telling you, unless you're like Florida or Ohio State or one of these, like just pick one. In Michigan, like don't do both. It's not going to happen. Just pick one. Look at Alabama. Their basketball team is good. They're being investigated for murder. One of them is like probably an alleged murderer. And their football team fell off. What do you want me to say? Okay. So college basketball was sweet. A couple other things. Let's talk about Iowa. Iowa men's and Iowa women's. Iowa men's had, I don't want to get the exact, I'm not going to look at the exact figures because it was something like they were down 13 with like $1:20 left. And then they won the game against Michigan State. Michigan State couldn't hit free throws, and then they allowed a bunch of threes, and I've never seen anything like it. Most people, it was like I was literally less than a minute and a half. Like you would have been completely reasonable to leave the game, and most people did, and they just kept hitting threes, and then goes to overtime. where Iowa, who was favored by 6 in the game, it was Michigan State plus 5.5, Iowa by minus 5.5. Vegas thinks Iowa's going to win by 6. They then win by 6. So if you had Michigan State plus 5.5, you'd be like, this is insane. I can't believe they're coming back. And it happens like in the blink of an eye. I think the real time was like 5 or 6 minutes. And then not only do they come back, you're like, fuck, we're going to overtime. And then Iowa wins by 6 in overtime. Worst beat of all time if you're gambling. These probability charts, which are objectively stupid. Look at that straight shot of growth right there. Just 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I don't know, James Harden. Why don't people just take threes all the time? That's a good question. Iowa women's college basketball, the best. Oh, so this is one thing to take away. If you take one thing away from this show, the best college basketball player in the country this year, her name is Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark is essentially, I don't want to like reduce her, and I hate doing this, but he came first, so I'm going to do it. Caitlin Clark is the Jimmer Fredette of women's college basketball. She is just an absolute savage from behind the arc. She is by far the best female player in women's college basketball, obviously. And, well, I mean, not obviously, don't want to gender anybody, but South Carolina is sick. Indiana is sick. Indiana, number 2 team in the country. And Caitlin Clark, just from any range she wants, moving to her left, moving to her right. We've never seen someone like her in women's college hoops. So Iowa, 1.5 seconds to go. They're down by 2. They're at home against number 2 team in the country.
Martin looking. Here's Clark.
Fading
She
away.
fires and goes.
Just money.
She hit it.
Like she's just fucking money. Shouts to Iowa. What a great day to be a Hawkeye. Let's move over to the association where the Sixers found the worst way to lose I've ever seen ever. So they're up by 17, then they're down by 10, then they're up by 2, then they're down by 2. Really great game. Sixers-Celtics. The Sixers tie it up with about 6 seconds left. I don't forget who got the layup. Somebody did. Maybe it was Harris or Maxey, or was it Joel Embiid hitting free throws? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They tie it up, and Jason Tatum's got the basketball. He had a terrible game for his standards, but he finds a way to hit the 3. And then Joel Embiid, watch what happens here. I'll help people.
Bounce pass Tatum.
Tatum makes a man miss, knocks it in. So 1.3 seconds left, no timeouts. Here's Embiid. Embiid hits a 3-quarter shot, buzzer beater, but watch his demeanor as he hits it. He's like, nope. He knows it's too late. And if you go back, oh man, it was. This video doesn't have it, but it did. It was in his hands for about. It was 1.3 seconds left when they started it. If it was 1.6 seconds left, that counts and would have been absolutely electrifying. Great game. Celtics, Sixers, if they meet in the playoffs, of course, are going to be sick. Let's move over to the NHL, where something that's only happened, I think, 3 times in NHL history happened again, I think, on Saturday night.
Connor Garland off Besser's stick. Olmark is going to try it, and he scores! Linus Olmark, the odds-on Vezina Trophy winner, scores an empty net goal.
So this guy that's talking right now, his name is Jack something. I don't know. He's just a garbage play-by-play guy. But, yeah, if you didn't catch it, there was a goalie goal. The odds-on Vezina Trophy winner, I don't know about that. We shall see. But the Bruins are unstoppable. They get a goalie goal. I think the last one was Chris Osgood for Detroit, like in '97. That never happens. And the puck, if you want to see this, the puck is like so high in the air. It's like up here. Mute you, terrible play-by-play guy. Look at it. There's where it is. It lands on the top of the circles. Just filthy. Good for him. Gave it a shot. That'll never happen again. That's cooler than anything that could possibly happen. For a goalie. Let's go to the Premier League. Tottenham and Chelsea. Tottenham can never beat Chelsea. Son Heung-min. Spurs got a 1-goal lead. Game was super feisty. Really fun to watch. There he is, the best Asian-born player of all time. Probably. Harry Kane. Unreal atmosphere. It was a great way to wake up. Lots of pushing and shoving, and one guy slapped a guy in the face and didn't get kicked out. Which, whatever, it happens. Controversial Wednesday this week is going to include, I don't know what it's going to include for sure, but we've got some college basketball stuff. Of course, everyone following the Brandon Miller thing. The guy that supplied the gun for the murder, did he know what was going on? He's been cooperative. Who's the real douchebag? What's the legal ramifications? Also, we have some TikTok NIL sanctions coming down for college basketball players. We'll probably talk about that as well. So controversial Wednesday. I'll be there this Wednesday. Also, a Rangers player, the New York Rangers player, spit at another player, and that is always just a little bit too far. The XFL is ongoing. AJ McCarron is having a good time. It's going to be a good month in sports. All right, back and better than ever tomorrow.